Hello all, welcome to part 4 of Apache POI API training series. In this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate how to read the data from the Excel files using POI API and also by using for loops in Java. So let's get started. So how to read the data from the Excel files using POI API and for loops in Java. Okay. So let's get started with this. First, we have to create a Maven project. Okay. I already have this Eclipse ID here. I'll open this. And in this Eclipse ID, I'll create a new project. I'll create a Maven project, guys. File new. I'll select the project here. And in this new project dialog, I'll just search for this Maven. Search for this Maven and I'll get this Maven project. Select that. Click on next. Create a simple project. Okay, for now I'm just creating the simple project, guys. Okay, click on next. Here we have to give the name of the project. Let's give the name as demo project. Okay, demo project dp. Just give the some group id, guys. This is the project name, guys. This is what is important. Remaining all are not important. Just give dp in the group id and click on finish, guys. In a while this demo project Maven project will be created. It's already created, guys. All the progress has been done. Now expand this project. Now you got src main Java, src main resources, src test Java. Okay. Now what you can do here is expand this src test Java. There is nothing here. Okay. Under this src test Java, there is nothing. So what we have to do next? Let's follow the steps. Now in this Maven project, okay, in this Maven project, let's open this pom.xml file. And here, let's add the dependencies tag. Dependencies. Starting and ending dependencies. Okay, this is ending dependencies tag. Okay. Now, in between the dependencies, add the dependencies for POI API. Okay. If you want to read the data from the Excel files, if you want to read the data from the Excel files that is performing, automating the operation, one of the operation like this reading operation from the Excel file using POI API, okay, we have to have we have to add the libraries, okay, of this POI API to this Maven project known as demo project. How to add the libraries? We have to go to this is a Maven project, so we have to go to pom.xml file. In the pom.xml file, create this dependencies tags and go to mvn repository here. Search for mvn and search for POI. Simply three words, three letters, sorry, POI. Okay, when you search for that, you will get these three things: Apache POI common, Apache POI OOXML, normal POI, POI OOXML, and POI schemas. Okay, so if I go to this POI OOXML schemas, I have only have the version, latest version up to 4.12. But if I go to this POI OOXML, there is 5.2.3, which is more latest than this one. And if I go to POI, here also 5.2.3 is there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the latest version which is available in all these three things. Okay, because I need to add the dependencies of POI, POI OXML, POI OXML schemas. So whatever the latest version that is there in POI OXML schemas, that is 4.1.2, I'll take it. I'll copy this, go to, because I need to add the same version, guys. Okay. So whatever the version I'm adding for POI OXML XML schema, the same version I need to add for POI another PyOXML. Okay, this one is up to 4.12. So here also PyOXML, I'll take the 4.12 only. Okay, same version I have to take. I should not be taking a different version. Copy this and add these dependencies here. Now save this. Now go to the other one, that is the first one in the search results of PI, that is normal PI. And here also take the 4.12 here. Okay, and take this Maven and paste it here. That's it. Now save this. Okay, you added the dependency tags of the PyOXML, PyOXML schemas. Now this project is configured with not only the Java library, but also the POI API library also. Now under the src test Java, create a class, let's say sample class. Okay, just create a class known as sample class. We will be writing the code for reading the data from the Excel files. Okay, in this sample class, I'll be writing the code for reading the data from the Excel files. Here I'll create public static void main. Okay, main method I'll create string of args. So here I'll be writing the code for reading the data from the Excel files, but Excel file is not available in this project. As you can see here, this project doesn't have Excel files created. I'll right click on the project and select new. I'll create a folder known as files folder. Okay. I'll just create a random folder. You can give any name to this folder. I'm just giving files folder. Now, after creating the files folder under the project, we have to create a sample Excel file, say employees.xlsx. Okay. Let's go to some location. Okay. And here I'll delete all this stuff and create a new Excel file. I'll just name this file as employees. The extension will be, this is the latest version of MS Office. So definitely the extension will be XLSX. Right click on this employees and select properties. You'll get the extension as .xlsx. This is the latest version of Excel file, you can say. Open this employees. Then you just follow these instructions provided here, guys. Name the sheet one as, okay. Sheet one is there. You can have multiple sheets, but name the first sheet as, rename them as one. Okay, just give some random name here. It may not be one, it can be anything, guys. Also here, give some data, guys. Okay, give some data. 3 columns. Let's select some 3 columns and just give some data here. Okay, what is the data I wanted to give here? You can follow the instructions. Create 3 columns. First name, last name, location. The first one give first name. The second one give last name. Third one give location. 3 columns. Select these 3 columns and highlight with a different color. Now here give the data, guys. Arun Moturi. Okay. Here give some location, let's say Hyderabad or something. You can give more details also, like say experience if you want to give experience. Okay. Okay. Let's give 4 columns. Okay. I'll give the experience as 15 years of experience. Okay. Then Varun Dawat. I'll say Bangalore. I'll give 5 years of experience. Then I'll give Tarun. I'll say Bhaskar. Okay. I'll say Delhi. I'll give 10 years of experience. So for now, let's give only 3. Okay. I can give any sets of, okay, but I'll give only up to this 3. Okay. Let's work with this sample data, guys, for now. Save this. Okay. Save this in the sheet 1, sheet which is named as 1. We have this table having the data. Okay. Close this sheet. Go to the location where the sheet is closed, and this is the sheet I created, right? Copy this sheet and paste into the files folder here. Simply paste there. Okay. Now let's store the path of this employees.xls file into this string variable. String excel file path is equal to, give the path, guys. Okay. System dot get property user.dir. Simply give user.dir plus, now give the under the project, where exactly this employees under the project, directly under the files folder, give double /files. Under files folder, we have this employees dot xlsx. Okay, this is extension. So this is the Excel file path. Okay. Now after that, create a file, create an object for the file class in Java. Name this file as Excel file. Okay, Excel file is equal to new file, and import this file class from Java library, and here provide this Excel file path, the constructor of the file class. Now create an object for the file input stream. File input stream FIS is equal to new file input stream. Okay, file input stream FIS is equal to new file input stream. Import this file input stream from java.io, and in the constructor of this file input stream, give this file object. Okay, Excel file. For the mouse, for now, in real time, you have to use try catch blocks for now, just to make the demonstration simple and smooth. I'm just ignoring the exception. Okay, but in real time, you have to use, it's better to use try catch blocks. Now, after creating an object for file input stream, which contains the Excel file and its path and all those stuff, now we have to use the library of POI API. Okay, till now we have not used any library or predefined classes of POI API. This is all Java. These 3 lines belong to Java, guys. Okay, of course, this class also belongs to Java. This main method also belongs to Java. These 3 lines that I have written here representing the Excel file also belongs to Java. Okay, this file input stream is for reading the data from the Excel file. Okay, that's fine. But we need to use the predefined classes of the POI API going ahead. Okay, so the session is all about reading data from the Excel files using POI API and for loops in Java. Okay, so we have already named the sheet as one, created these columns. We have filled some data into these columns like Arun Moturi and experience, location and experience, like the 4 columns were there I created. You can, I also provided this template, guys. Okay, a template of this Excel file. Okay, if you don't want to create from scratch, you can download this template. Okay, I'll be providing this in the notes. You can take it from there. Now create sample class, already created a sample class, and I am demonstrating the code 1 using for loops. Okay, using for loops I am demonstrating, guys. This part I am going to demonstrate. Code 2 I'll demonstrate in the next session, guys. For now, code 1 I am going to demonstrate using for loops. In the next session we are going to use iterators instead of for loops. For now, in this session we'll use for loops. Okay, but anyhow, we have to start using the POI API. As if you already if you remember, guys, in the previous session explained, the predefined classes for the latest version of XLSX extension Excel files is we have to represent the entire Excel file. Okay, this entire Excel file that is provided here, this Excel file or Excel document or Excel workbook, you can say employees.xlsx is a workbook. Okay, how to represent that? For that we have to create an object for XSSF workbook. This is a predefined class in POI API library. Okay, here I will say workbook simply is equal to new XSSF workbook. Like this, you have to first create an object for the XSSF workbook. Hover the mouse and import this from which library? POI library, not from Java, guys. All this is from Java, but this one is from POI API. How we are getting this import statement? Because in the pom.xml file, just now we added these dependencies for POI, right? By default, Java came in this project, but the POI API has not come by default. We added the dependencies tag. In between the dependencies tag, we have added the dependencies for POI OXS schemas, and same version we maintained 4.1.2, 4.1.2 for POI, PI OXML and PI OXML schemas. Okay, that's the reason we are able to import this XSSF workbook predefined class from POI API library. Done. Now here, this constructor is not asking anything, but we have to provide this object reference of the file input stream. Okay. Now hover the mouse and ignore the exception, but in real time, it's better to use try catch blocks. For now, to make the demonstration simple, I'm just ignoring the exception. Now using this object reference, okay, workbook dot, I have to get the sheet. Okay. So let me open this document outside, guys. Okay, whatever the document I copied into the project. Okay, in the workbook, which sheet? The first sheet, right? Which is having the name as 1. How to get that sheet? Using this object reference workbook, you have to say dot get sheet. You see, when I say sheet here, there are two variations coming here. Okay, either using get sheet, we have to give the name of the sheet, or we can use get sheet index 0th index. If you give, that is also first sheet, guys. Okay, but since I already renamed the sheet 1 first sheet into one name, so I'll give the normal command. I'll use get sheet and I'll give the name of the sheet, guys. Okay, I'll give the name of the sheet, that is the name of the sheet is 1. Okay, ONE1. Just give the sheet name, or you can even use get sheet at index, that command also. I have to give 0 there. Okay, to represent the first sheet, and this will return you XSSF sheet object. Okay, here I'll say simply sheet is equal to, now hover the mouse on the sheet, create local variable, you'll get the sheet. Once you get the sheet, in the sheet what, in the sheet 1, we need to get these rows. Okay, in the sheet there are rows, guys. Okay, how to get the rows? I want to get number of rows. Okay, before going getting all these rows, I want to get the number of rows. How to get the number of rows? For that, I'll use this sheet dot get last row number. This is a method. Okay, XSF sheet predefined class has this method known as get last row number. Here 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the number, right? So how many rows are there? 4 rows. The last row number is 4. Okay. Row. I'll say rows is equal to. I'll say that's fine. Now I need to get number of columns. 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. Here 4 rows are there, 4 columns are there, surprisingly. To get the number of columns, you can take any row, guys. First row or second row, any row you can take and get the columns. Okay. So, but how to do that is she dot get row. Here row number I can give. Okay. First row. I'll better take the first row, guys. Okay. In all the rows, there are 4 columns only. So I'll take one of the row, that is get row of 1 means first row. In that, get last cell number. If I say cell number, first cell, second cell, third cell, fourth cell. This number 4 will be written here. So int columns is equal to 4 will be stored. Now we can start writing the for loop, guys. We know how many rows are there, how many columns are there. Okay. So for loop for int r is equal to 0, r less than. So index starts with 0, guys. Okay. R less than number of rows. That is this rows. We already found the number of rows here. R plus plus. Now inside that, what you have to do? Now inside this, using this current row, okay, we have to get the row. You see, you got the workbook, you got the sheet. Now we have to get the row. How to get the row? We have to say sheet dot get row, and we have to give this row number. What is that row number? R. Let's see. Get 1 minute. Sheet dot get row. Sorry, gone again. Get row. Okay, that is the only thing available. Row number we have to give. So I'll give R here. Okay. Get row, the first iteration, get row of 0. Okay. Get row of 0. Here also 0 can be there, 1 can be, any column can be, that's okay. Okay. Get row, it will return you excess of row. Okay. Row is equal to, over the mouse, create local variable. You got excess of row. This is how we have, this is a predefined class for representing the row. Once you got the row, now you create inner for loop int c is equal to 0, c less than columns, c plus plus, c plus plus. Now here guys, in that particular row, row dot get cell c. Okay, we have to give the index of the cell. It will return you excesses of cell. Okay, cell is equal to that particular cell in that particular iteration will be returned, and it will be defined with, declared with excesses of cell. Okay, you got the cell also. Okay, you got the row, you got the cell. In each and every iteration, the row will change, cell will change, and all those stuff. Now this cell, this particular cell may contain string data, or this particular cell may contain sometimes numbers, numerical data. Okay, sometimes boolean data and all. That is the reason what we have to do is we have to write a switch case. Okay, switch case. What if the data is string format? Then what we have to do? Okay, before printing this cell data here, we have to find out which type of data is stored in the cell. For that, cell dot get cell type. Get cell type is a method. Okay, this is all from the POI API library, guys. Once you practice this program, most of the predefined classes of this POI API and the predefined methods here that we are using here will be habituated, and you will be able to use it, and your confidence will rise. Get cell type will return you cell type here. You see cell type. Okay, cell type is equal to, we don't know which cell type it is. Dynamically it will bring the cell type, and we have to import the cell type from POI API. Just be make sure. And here I will write the switch case, switch cell type. Okay, based on the cell type, I'll decide. Okay, case, if it is string cell type, completely capital letter I have to give string cell type. Then what I have to do? System.out.println, system.out.println, cell dot, this particular cell, that is dot. There's separate methods, guys. Okay, get string cell value you have to use. Get string cell value. Okay, for string you have to use get string cell value. For other types we have get number cell value, like that. Okay, break statement we have to use. If it is string is decided, I have to go to the second case. If it is number, if it is number, if it's a number, or yeah, boolean error, numeric, sorry, it's not number, numeric guys. Okay, numeric. Okay, it's giving suggestions properly. If it is numeric, that is numbers ultimately. System.out.println, system.out.println. You can write it in next line also, guys. Up to you. Okay, if you want to format it properly, you can write in next line system.out.println. Okay, and here say cell dot get numeric cell value you have to say. Okay, because reading the data from this particular methods are reading the data from the Excel cells, but sometimes the cell data will be string type, sometimes the cell data will be numerical types. So single method is not there for reading different types of data. For reading the string data from the cells, we have to use string cell value, get string cell value. For reading the numerical data from the Excel cells, we have to use get numeric cell value. And here I have to use a break statement. Okay, break statement. Then don't use print ln here, just use print, just print guys. Okay, that's better. Case. And finally, otherwise let's use it ln, and I'll explain why we have to remove this ln later. Okay, for now let's use ln here. I'll explain that. Okay, if it is boolean, okay, then system.out.println. If the data is in our sample Excel document, boolean is not there, numbers is numeric is there, string is there, but still let's put boolean here. If in case we have the boolean true or false kind of thing, get boolean cell value you have to use. Okay, and put the break statement here. That's it. The switch case is over, guys. The switch case is over. Whatever the switch case is, it will print out. Okay, now if I run this code, how the data will be printed, you see. Okay, how the data will be printed, you will see now. Okay, according to the printing, we'll change this logic a bit. Okay, let's run this code, right click, run as Java application. How the data will be read from this Excel file and will be printed, you see. First name, last name, location, the first row columns, and experience also is a column. Then Arun Motori Hyderabad 15.0, Varun Dawat Bangalore 5.0 is coming. Okay, numerical value is also coming. That's fine. Okay, only two sets of data we gave, or three sets of data we gave. So let's find it out. We actually have given three sets of data. Tarun is not coming, guys. Okay, Tarun is not coming. So we have to say is equal to here. Okay, just to increase one number here, we have to give is equal to, so that it will get the last one also. Run this. Now let's see whether all the data is coming or not. First of all, you see till Tarun is just coming 5.0, 10.0, 15.0. According to this, whether all data is coming or not, you have to change the logic. Here is equal to is missing, so it's fine now. Now next one is, the problem with this data is I want to print this columns, all these columns in the same line. So what I will do is I'll remove this print ln from here, print ln from here, print ln from here. Normal print statement will print in the same line, and okay, let's see what will happen. Run this, right click, run as Java application. What will happen? Let's see. You see everything is getting printed in the same line. Okay, that's the problem. So what I will do is, after inner for loop, I'll give something like system.out.println, println statement I'll give. Okay, now let's see what will happen. Just change the logic according to our needs. Okay, so now if I run this, you see again the same problem is coming. First name, last name, location. I should not be writing here. This one I have written inside the after switch case, guys. I have to written after the inner for loop. That is the problem I am making here. After the inner for loop, I have to write. Okay, after this inner for loop is up to here. After inner for loop, you have to write println. I was writing inside actually. That is the problem. Now run this. This time you will see first name, last name, location, experience. Arun Moturi, Hyderabad 15, Varun Dawat, Bangalore 5.0. We are reading this data from the Excel files, guys. This data is coming from the Excel file, employees.xlsx file that is provided here. Okay, but the problem was there is no gap between this first name column, last name column, and also these values are also tightly bound. Okay, so what I will do here is, after this inner for loop, after this inner for loop, I'll just give one more print statement, system.out.println, or I can also give something like this. Okay, plus give some space, plus give some space. Instead of writing this, I can give like that. Whenever you are printing the data, just give some space after that. Okay, instead of writing this three times, okay, I'll tell you the better solution anyhow. Right click, run as Java application. This time you'll get a gap. First name space, last name space, location space, experience. Arun Motori Hyderabad 15, Varun Dawat Bangalore 5.0. Okay, Tarun Bhaskar Delhi. This is coming fine, but instead of writing this space in all the three things, Okay, if 6 statements are there, 6 times you have to write this space, right? Instead of doing that single time, you can do it here. System.out.println, give that space, one space here for all the values, only one space will be applied anyhow. Now run this, the same output you will get. Okay, same output you will get. You'll get the same output, guys, you see. And an extra, okay, what's the problem here? Here I have to say print, guys, not print ln. Okay, that is the problem. Now run this, you should get a proper output this time. Print ln, instead of ln, you have to use normal print. So what's the problem here? It's going to the new line, but space is not getting appended. Okay, due to some reasons, the space is not getting appended. I will take this inside after the switch case. Okay, after the switch case, I will take this space. Okay, then it will be okay. Right click run as inside the inner for loop. I have to write. Let's see. This will work out. You see, now it is working out. Okay, just play with the logic, guys. That's it. Now we are able to read the data from the Excel file properly and in a proper format. We are able to print it here. That's okay. Now, thing is that we have to close this workbook, guys. We have to close the workbook. At the end, simply at the end, guys, inside the main method is still here. Here, simply say workbook dot close. That's it. Okay, everything is done. Okay, everything is done, guys. Now everything, control shift O, unnecessary import statements will be removed. And this is the logic, guys. This is the logic for okay, reading the data from the Excel files using POI API and for loops. For loops. Okay. In the next session, I'll demonstrate how to use iterators in place of the for loops. For now, using for loops, external for loop, internal for loop, rows and columns thing, I was able to print the data. Right, all this data got printed, and this data is coming from the Excel files. We are reading this data using the POI API, predefined classes and methods, and able to get it with the help of the Java programming. We are mixing this POI API libraries, classes, and all those stuff, and getting this output. Okay, finally, we are able to read the data from this Excel file and print it here. That's what is a thing that we have done. Okay, so this is what is known as reading data from Excel files using POI API and for loops, guys. Okay, so yeah, that's it, guys. That's it. That's all about this session. In the next session, I'll demonstrate how to use iterators in place of for loop for reading the data from the Excel files. Same POI API libraries will be there, classes and everything. In place of for loops, you are going to replace for loops with iterators. You can either use for loops if you are comfortable. You can also use iterators, guys. But iterators, I'm going to demonstrate in the next session. So that's all for this session, guys. So that's all for this session, where I have demonstrated how to read data from Excel files using POI API library and for loops in Java. Okay, so in the next session, I'm going to cover another topic of Apache POI API for you. Till then, see you. Bye bye.